Okay, folks. So my name is Sam. Um, Thank you for stopping into my channel. The main idea for this, with insane latency issues, would be the first actual time I have went live on YouTube. Aside from Zoom, I think we all got kind of familiar with that over the pandemic. Aside from that, I'd really only done one or two, maybe three quick mid morning radio stints with the local college radio station, WHUS, for the Huskies. Um, and the time slot that we did was 2 to 4, I believe. Um, and that's AM. And yes, the analytics software they were using, where I was the guest, showed that we had at maximum four um, actual listeners. So that's hitting the big time. So what I wanted to do was just go ahead and get familiar with the layout. I'm not going to lie, I'm new at this, so I'm a little bit nervous, but I've got some really great things I want to say. And so I completely believe in the power of strength through vulnerability. That if I can access a part of something that isn't behind walls or bolstered through egotism, maybe something good will come of this. So uh, I think what I want to do is I'm going to start a series of short videos um, on where my life has taken me up until now. I don't think it's no Marvel movie series, Marvel universe. No MCU story here. Um, just my desire to be to stand out in a crowd of what 7 billion people on the planet now. So now, by doing that, I'll set up a like I said, I'll set the videos up, and I'm not sure if I'm going to actually try and go uh, sequentially in years, because my brain just doesn't work that way. Um, I'll dance around the issue 360 degrees, and then finally come to a point of completion. So maybe that's the style I'll adapt. Um, but I just want to say that this is like, I guess, the modern biography, in a different format, but far and above a different format. And since I've always wanted to write a book, I've just never done it. So I think this is like second best. And I think this will start me in a more logical and clear direction of where I want to be in 2023 and beyond. So some basic things about me. I'm going to try to keep this short, and by that I mean something like 20 minutes or so, just because it's I, I'm not sure that anybody's going to be able to listen to me for more than 20 minutes. So I'll check the clock in 20 minutes, and if it feels smooth, I'll keep going. All right, so here we go. My name is Sam. You can find me on any of my social media handles, Sammy underscore Porkchop. Um, and my phrase that I like to that I kind of coined is I'm your favorite late night early bird. Um, so uh, and that comes with special significance. Just I've always been an early bird, and it's just supposed to play on those words, I guess. So, uh, my beginnings, you know, um, a lot of people, you know, come to a place in their life where they want to start over, or at least redefine, or if not redefine, then reinvent themselves. Um, 14 years ago, I came to a place where I was utterly helpless, and um, I had thrown out my back at work, and yeah, things were piling up on me fast. I couldn't work. Um, I, because of some really poor choices that I may or may not mention later, I wound up close to being on the streets. Um, so uh, let your mind wander with that, and you'll probably be accurate. Um, and so I wound up um, 14 years ago. Yeah, 2008, 2009. I'm sorry. Um, I moved from Florida to Connecticut. Right now, I'm residing in a small town in Connecticut where I've been for the past 15 years. Um, and the idea was, I had some family members living up here at the time. Now uh, they've moved back to Florida, so or Michigan. Um, and the idea was just like get on my feet, you know, lay up for a while if I had to, get my back better. Chiropractor really helped with that. So that being said, I still couldn't shake, the demons of the past, right? We all have them. We all have them. Um, and I was starting to uh, be I was starting to be enraptured again by just darkness, lost, um, wandering around, and I made a simple decision to just do whatever I took, do whatever it takes to um, get better, um, get help, which is really what I needed. Um, and that being said, I it was 14 years since I put down substances, and this past Saturday actually. And I think a little bit of the melancholy reflection every year on January 21st is kind of one of the things that prompted me to make this specific episode for YouTube. So, um, so now reinventing myself, redefining myself. When I was younger, I thought reinventing, or success was some sort of like one and done. Like I imagined it was kind of like like something that was magically bestowed, or the winning the lottery syndrome, where all my dreams fell in my lap with no work and no result of change, just getting my Santa Claus base wish list dropped in my lap. That's what I always imagined success to be. Um, and now I want to say clearly and definitely that success for me has taken a different format. Because when I was chasing money, drugs, cars, women, um, you know, it didn't. It, I mean, there was a thrill to it. Absolutely, I got to give it that. But at the end of the day, I just felt more and more hollow inside. and I tried to fill the hollow, right? I tried to fill it with even more money, drugs, you know, whatever it was. Um, and the thing is there's a lie wrapped all around that that says if I just and then fill in the hole with a specific substance or thing, if I just do that more, then it'll feed whatever I need it to in order to feel okay. That's just not the way it works. Um, it just wound up, um, being at a point where I thought the things that gave me power, um, because I'd always felt powerless since I was a child. One of the, it seems like every time, it it seems like the things that I wanted power from, um, I had to give them up in order to recover the power. And it has been a long reconstruction, um, that I'm very, very proud of now. Um, and, it's yeah, I mean, there it I think at first I was kind of like, because 14 years ago, 2009, January 21st is the day I got back, started getting back on my feet. Um, and wow, it was a long time ago. Um, and at first, it was like one of those things where, you know, I was in a fog. It felt like a dream. Uh, I'd never actually made such a drastic change where I had to like make a solid decision, um, and follow through with action as far as the things it took to get better. And yeah, so this stuff is not easy to talk about, folks. Um, but uh, so um, I apologize. Give me a moment. When I am when I am thinking about what success means for me today, um, I kind of define it in freedom, right? Because if I'm tying my hands up through crime and drugs, um, you know, then there's there's no bonus round. There's no do-overs. There's no like, you know, level up. It's not like what the movies and music tell you. And you know, and now I have I don't know, a decent sized apartment. I don't have a home, don't have a wife. Uh, it's so what I'm trying to do for you is to give you in words exactly how it feels to um, recover from addiction and have that as a basis for success. Because that's not success only. That's the only way it can start is through freedom from that. And so the educational variety says that, I'm not going to get my Christmas list, my Santa wish list. I'm not going to get that. Um, what I will get is what I work for, what I put in work for. Um, and in the past, um, I was out of my immediate family, uh, my mother, father, stepdad, uh, sister, brother. Um, you know, I was my mother did go to college. She had almost been successful in her um, attempts or efforts at nursing school. This was back in the mid '90s, and she passed away suddenly, and so that became, you know, nobody else in my family went to college, and so I've got to say one thing. I can't do life without cheerleaders, and I don't mean like like football cheerleaders. You know, I mean the people that get in your corner and tell me I'm doing a good job. Maybe direct me a different way, but to be my cheerleader. And one specific one I'm thinking of, his name is John. Um, long time ago, he said, Sammy, he's also the guy that gave me the nickname Sammy Porkchop. So 14 years ago, he tells me, Sammy, why don't you go to school? And I told him, I don't have any money. I can't go to school. I had no idea what the process was about. I had just quit drinking and drugging. Like, I was a hot mess. I probably needed to get my life together a little bit more. But the next semester, I did apply to college because he said, "Well, Sammy, if you want to go to school, there will be somebody who will pay for it." And so what I do, I went and um, got clean in January, and so the fall semester, I had put a FAFSA um, student aid um, application, as well as a application for the school itself. And I started going to community college. Um, and I look back at those times like really, really fondly, um, because it took me 5 years to get my associate's degree. um, and well, that's cool because like I also was working, so I couldn't. I'm just not one of those people that can deal with unsurmountable pressure. I I don't do well when some people live in conflict. I live outside of conflict, so I'll just say it like that. So I did eventually get my associate's degree, um, and I went to the university after that. Got my bachelor's degree much quicker because I was paying actual cash for that and not the Pell Grant that I had used up in uh, associate's level. Um, so, and all of that to be said, I did want to specifically kind of take that walk around, like, um, what the difference is for me, um, powerless versus learning to navigate, because really that's where the power is. It's not in the things I'm able to overcome, but it's in how to navigate the trials and challenges that I didn't think would be there. Um, and that being said, um, I think I want to go into some of the more deep stuff the next time I go live. It'll probably be tomorrow night. Um, but to wrap it up, I got to say, after I got my bachelor's degree, I worked full time for about a year or so. Then COVID hit. Everything exploded. um, Literally, I crashed my truck. COVID hit and twisted my knee on the job. So those were three things, and I was like, "Okay, God, I get it. You want me to slow down, stop, or moderate something?" So I listened, and yeah, so here I am. And the reason I'm trying to redefine success um, is because I know what a lot of people think it is, or at least I believe I do, because all the messages from, well, hell, I don't know where they come from, but say that you have to have you know, a 40-hour office, 40 hour a week office job, and um, you have to have, 1,800 square feet, split level ranch house. You know, that you have to have the wife and the kids, and the white picket fence with the 2.5 kids, wherever that half a kid came from. I don't know. That is a messed up statistic. So, and being on my back, um, being put on my back by painkillers and actual pain and damage and slip discs, um, you know, that's a powerful starting point for change, um, because it is or it isn't. There's no guessing. It's like, okay, either I'm going to do this or I'm not, but I'm going to put equal effort into it both ways, whether I choose to recover or stay going. Um, and I made the decision, and I don't know. I can't really describe it. I guess it was more of a sacrifice to um, find out who I am and what I really want than you know, it, I was given a second chance, and well, there's a lot that I'm glossing over, that I just don't want to get into on this first video, and the 20 minutes is about up, so I think I've timed myself out pretty well on that one. Um, and I know I was kind of beating the whole recovery thing to death, um, going over and over and not really being descriptive. Um, but hang in there with me. I'll definitely be going live tomorrow night. I will post on my social media sites, Sammy underscore Porkchop, and that's Instagram, TikTok. Um, on Facebook, you can actually find me, Sam underscore Highsmith. Um, but uh, but yeah, folks. So I really appreciate you hanging in there with me tonight. You guys are the best. Whoever you are, don't give up. You're worth it, and it's worth the effort. Love yourself, and others will love you. And even if they don't, you don't need that kind of negativity. All right, guys, I'm going to turn it in, and I'll talk to you later.